Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about fractions. Fractions sound really scary and confusing, but it's probably something that you're already using in everyday life and you don't even know it. If you've ever said, I'll split it in half, or I would like half of that, you've been using a fraction. So let's start with a half and see how we would write it. So for a half, we'd write 1 with this line and a 2. This top number is called the numerator. Can we all say numerator together? Ready? Numerator. Very good. And let's be a little silly and let's whisper it. Numerator. Numerator. Very good. So our numerator is our top number. Our numerator tells us how many that we have. This bottom number, does anyone know what it's called? It's called the denominator. So denominator. Can we say denominator together? Denominator. And since we said numerator really quiet, let's say denominator really loud. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Denominator! Very good. So the denominator tells us how many groups or pieces we are going to break our whole thing into. So this is going to say how many we have and how many different groups we are going to make. So let's see. If we have 1/2, I'm going to cut my circle into how many pieces? 2. So that's how many groups or pieces. And how many am I going to have is going to be the top number. So I'm going to have 1 of the 2 pieces. So what if we look at something like 1/4 or 1/4? So we can pronounce this 1/4 or 1/4. How many pieces or parts do you think I'm going to cut my circle into? Right, I'm going to cut it into 4 parts because this bottom number, my denominator says 4. And that's how many parts. And how many parts of the 4 am I going to have? 1. So remember, our numerator tells us how many we get of those parts. So what if I now have 2 out of 4? So let's see, how many pieces should I cut my circle into? I should cut them into, you're right, 4 pieces. And how many should I color in? 2, because my numerator says 2, so that's how many I have. My denominator says 4, which is how many pieces I had to make. Do we notice anything similar about 1/2 and 2/4? If you notice that they're pretty much the same, that's great. So 2/4 is half. It's just a different way to write it, saying we cut up the pizza into 4 slices and I got 2, instead of saying we cut the pizza into 2 slices and I got 1. So you're still getting the same amount of pizza, it's just cut into smaller slices. So what if we have the number 3/4? So remember, first we need to look at our denominator and see how many groups or parts we should cut this number into. If you said 4, you're absolutely right. And let's see, how many parts of this pizza are we going to get? 3. So we're going to color in 1, 2, 3. So now this is pretty easy. But what if we wanted to know what a half of something is? So we would take 1/2. So let's see, what if we have 1/2 of 8? So what we're going to do here is we know we're going to need to make 2 groups and we're going to count one of them. So I'm going to take out 8 joules. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to need to evenly share these joules into 2 groups. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So I now know that I have 2 groups, like my, like my denominator said. So I have 2 groups, and my numerator is telling me I need to count how many are in one of them. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that 1/2 of 8 is 4. So I can write equals 4. So now I'm going to look at 1/4 of 8. So now, how many groups do I need to make? I need to make 4 groups, and I'm going to count one of them. So let's see. I'm going to take all my square, and I need to make them into 4 groups. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know because I have 1/4. I'm going to count one of those groups. So let's see how many are in one of those groups. 1, 2. So 1/4 of 8 is going to be 2. What if I want to know what 2/4 of 8 is? What I would do, I would go down and look at my 4 groups, and I would count how many are in 2 of those groups, because I have to count 2 of my 4 groups. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 4. And next, I'm going to try 3/4 of 8. How many groups will I need to count now? I'm going to need to count 3 of the groups, because it's saying 3 of the 4 groups I get to eat. So I can go 2, 4, 6. So 3/4 of 8 is 6. So if this is a little tricky, but you really understand this, I'm going to teach you another method you could try to use. So this time we're going to work with the number 12. So let's say I need to know 1/4 of 12. What I can do is I can draw my big circle. I'm going to call this my pizza. And I know I need to split my pizza into 4 slices. So I'm going to split my pizza into 4 slices. And I know I have 12 different toppings to put on my pizza. So what kind of toppings would you guys like? I like salami on my pizza. So let's see. We're going to put 12 pieces of salami. But before we do that, we need to color one of our 4 circles. So when we put our 12 toppings on, we need to make sure we put them on our pizza evenly. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 toppings right here. So I'm going to put them on my pizza evenly. So 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So now I need to know how many toppings are on one slice of the pizza. So the slice I colored in, how many toppings are on it? So we're going to say 1, 2, 3. So we can find that 1/4 of 12 equals 3. Let's say we want to find 3/4. So we'll turn it over. So we know 3/4 is drawn in our circle. We know we're going to make 4 slices of pizza and that we're going to get to eat 3. So we're going to color in 3 slices. And we're going to add 12 toppings. And we need to evenly put all these toppings on our pizza. So let's get ready to count. We're going to put all of our toppings on. So evenly around the pizza. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So now we're going to count all the pizzas that are colored in black. So we're going to count 3 of our 4. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to get 3/4 of 12 is 9. So while you're working, it's important to remember what the numerator and the denominator mean. So who can tell me, what does this denominator mean? If you said how many pieces, you're absolutely right. And who remembers, what does this numerator mean? It means how many we're going to color or that we get to eat ourselves. So if you can remember this, you should do great. If you have any other questions, be sure to ask. Have a good day.